It's Thursday. We're back with photo critique number 3. These are moving along here, and we have a good set of action photos today that I can offer a lot of critique to. And the images are at a good starting point. Let's jump into it right now. Action. So as I said, we got a good set of action images, but I just wanted to bring up real quick. If you guys want to submit your images, you can send about, between 5 to 8 over to eric@ericrossi.com. Or if you want to send me a Flickr set, either find me on Facebook or message me your link and we'll go from there. I'm debating on doing these every Thursday or every other Thursday, so 2 a month. So if you guys have any comments on how many you want a month, let me know down below in the comments. So as I said, we have a great set, and I got permission from Joni, who wanted to get some of her action images critiqued. Said she hasn't been shooting a while, and it's been a long time since she has been getting critiqued. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so for the first one, looks like we got some water action going on here, and I think it's a good capture, but the problem with me, as I see, you're probably using maybe like a 70 to 300 or something like that. I can kind of tell from like the bokeh and everything. It's a great action shot. I like the moment. That is the peak action. That's what you're looking for. It's just you don't see a ton. Now that might be, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the angle and how they're like dead center. So one thing I would do is maybe experiment playing with some of the negative space, either trying them moving over to the side, maybe composing even a little tighter and moving to the side. But I don't feel the 100% connection with them. But as I said, there's a lot going on. You froze the water great. You froze the action great. It's pretty sharp. As I said, you blew the background as best as you could with the equipment that you have. But I just want to see a little more, and maybe I would even kind of get down and get a lower angle, something that would just change it up a little bit, because I think it'd be pretty cool if you were kind of lower towards the water, looking up, you see the water coming up, and you kind of look up at them a little bit, and I think that would make the shot stronger. Or as I said, I bet it's really tough to get to where it is, to where they're going to look and everything. But as I said, just try to do some slight things, mess around with your composition, and I think you get something stronger. As I said, you're already going here. I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of panning involved, so that's something crucial. And I looked at some of the other images, and it looks like you have that down as well. So just look at some of that, and let's move on from right there. So we have horseback riding, something I would never ever do, and the horse would probably be pissed if I was on its back. So that's pretty cool. We have some stunt. Looks like stunt driving, because I couldn't do this. That would hurt. I'd pull a hamstring or something. But once again, you're doing a great job at freezing the action. There's no really motion blur or anything, so you're doing a good job there. Maybe if you want to introduce some, I know they're probably not moving fast. But once again, peak action captured, great. The only problem is it's more of a 2D image. You need to figure out just some way to make it stand out just a little more. Maybe I would have played a little bit more at my shutter speed. I would have lowered it a little bit and kind of forced it. Even though they might not be moving fast, you can kind of trick the system and force a little bit of motion. You'll get a little bit more blur, and that might make it stand out just a little bit more. Also, on another note, I mean, it's great that you didn't cut anything off, but I think you have a little too much headroom up here, so let's tighten that up a little bit. And I think it's just the side angles, tough to get fully interesting. So if you can just add a little bit more depth, you're right there. And as I say, you're capturing the motion, you're freezing it. As I said, you're panning with it. It's just getting just a little bit more to show a little more depth, and just to establish, to connect just a little more. And I'd tighten it just a scotch. All right. See, this does not do much for me. And once again, it's great that you're freezing the water and everything, which is fantastic. Higher shutter speeds. But I know he's what do they call it? A wakeboarder, longboarder, whatever they're called. But you don't see anything here. You need to see something. There needs to be some more context to the image. Now, if you were just looking at this, you'd be like, water, you know what I mean? Now, if someone didn't know that and they didn't see the string here coming from the boat, that's what it would have been. But to me, this just doesn't do much because there is no context here. The person is hidden with the water. Maybe if there was like a hole in the water that you could see, like kind of surfing, that would be great. Or if you have more of a frontal angle and you could see them coming, or on the other side, that'd be awesome to see the the water going behind them, I think that would be a stronger shot. But with this one, there just isn't fully enough here that I can really give you anything. So just, I would say, keep trying it again. Once again, you're doing a good job freezing the action. That's tough for some people to do. All right, we have another water stunt. We have 2 more images left. All right, let's see. Okay, once again, freezing the action, moving along with them. Great. The bokeh actually isn't that bad. It's separating them a little bit. It is going to be tough. See, I wouldn't really worry about the lighting 100% here. Maybe if they're coming back the other way, it would work. So that way they're both more or less in the sun, only because she's turned, she's in the sun. Or maybe something a little tighter might work. I don't know. She's just... The composition is throwing me off a little bit. You know, maybe it does need to be a little more centralized, maybe a little bit tighter. Once again, you got the peak action. Great. I like the expression on her face. As I said, there's not much you can do about the shadow here. That's just how it is. That's just the downside of shooting like in the mid-afternoon. Water coming up, great. Once again, I think if you got down a little bit on a lower angle, looking up to give a little bit more depth and perspective, I think that would be a stronger shot, and it'll be the composition would be definitely better. And once again, maybe seeing that water in the foreground a little bit more would definitely help out this image. So last and not least, we have this shot. So this is one of the last ones. And this is what I mean more or less going back to the other one with the water. I know the other one was way more intense than this is. But you know what I mean? You're seeing more of them. You're seeing more in the background. And this is pretty on point for panning. So you're doing, as I said, Joni, you're doing a great job with that. I do like the moment here. I mean, I wish maybe, you know, I know they do some little tricks or they might go down, so I would wait till maybe they show a little bit more action or something, or when they're doing a move, if they're spinning or something like that. That would be great. There is a lot of headroom up here though, so I would either tighten that up or I would bring it down so the headroom is a little less, and I would show more of the water. You know, I wouldn't cut off down here so much, so I'm not a huge fan of that. But once again, the panning works out. That's great. It's showing the motion. You know, it is kind of a good moment. I do wish they were doing just a little more. I would hope so, because if they were just standing still, that would be a little boring in my opinion. But once again, you know, you got the fundamentals down of action photography. Panning, freezing motion, showing motion. Just work a little bit on like the headroom, your composition a little bit. And once again, it's definitely watch your angles. So once again, this is an image that would benefit from definitely looking down, and definitely something like I would say this one would definitely be good. Definitely at a lower perspective, kind of looking up a little bit, just giving them more size, giving them more perspective, just something a little different. But as I said, I think this one is probably, these two are probably your stronger shots. This one, if it was just a little bit more depth to kind of get it less 2D-ish. But once again, that's strong for what you've shown. And this one, I like the moment. It's just, you know, a couple things as I already mentioned. So Joni, I hope that these help you out, and I hope this helps out for other people at home. If you didn't know, panning, panning is when you're using a slower shutter speed and you're tracking the subject and you're following them along. That's how you get this motion blur and that they're basically in focus. And for freezing motion, you use a faster shutter speed to freeze them, and you can get an image, something like this. So something that doesn't show motion blur, or something that comes up like this, so you could stop water or something. So that's all I got right here. If you guys want to submit your own images, as I said, send them to eric@ericrossi.com, and let me know. I want to do these every Thursday, but I want to wait till we start getting a lot, so I might do these every other Thursday. Let me know. So Joni, thank you so much again for submitting your images. I've got a couple more coming up, and we've got some good sets coming up, and I hope that they are helping you out. Guys, please leave your constructive critiques down below if you can. That's all I got. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Here's another critique for you. Good set of images. Action!